Hey everyone. That's already been done before. Howdy folks. It's too hee-haw. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Working on a new greeting, but I guess it doesn't really matter, just as long as you're here viewing the video. Gonna start out with the You Don't Deserve to Be Here moment of the week. This week, it's Chad. The Hunger Game references. So many people have commented on this. The Hunger Game references are over the top. They're old. They really don't have anything to do at all with Drag Race. So Chad Michaels just needs to cut it out. Imagine how he's gonna react watching season 5 when there's Honey Mahogany, which kind of sounds like the name of somebody that would be on the Hunger Games. You know how last season when I was complaining about Milan, how whenever she would come out in the runway, RuPaul would be like, I see Paris, I see France, I see London, I see Milan, all that crap that she runs. I can see that they're going to have a lot of fun in season 5 with Mahogany. I can definitely see season 5. Honey Mahogany's coming out on stage, out on the runway. There's the lights, they're flashing, disco lights and everything. Honey Mahogany starts strutting down the runway, and then you hear RuPaul say something like, Mahogany. Yep. So the people that are complaining about the Hunger Game references this season with Chad, better prepare yourself next season, because I'm pretty sure we're going to hear a lot more. The oh my god moment of the week was actually when they actually had to do the lip sync at the end. This is Allstars. They've been doing teams for the entire season. And this is the week, in the semifinal week, that Ru decides that the bottom 2, which would be on one team, would have to lip sync against each other. I think they should have been doing this all season long, in my opinion. I think that Ru should have picked one team that would have been the losing team. And that losing team would then have to lip sync against each other. There would be one person left from that team that would be able to shantae and stay, and the other person would have to sashay away. The person that got to stay would be immune from eviction the next week, and would be paired up with the next person that would have to stay. I think that would have been interesting. You'd have a different group dynamic every week. But, you know, it's the end of the season, so what does it matter? The All-Star of the Week, in my opinion, was not the team that actually won, because it ended up being Raven and Jujubee having to lip sync for their life against each other. I actually thought Raven was the All-Star this week. Her evil character, her favorite evil character that she was talking about, her favorite villain, was the evil queen from Snow White. And the funny thing was, I was tweeting about Mirror Mirror on the Wall. If you've noticed, I've kind of got a mirror that's sometimes in the scenes. I was actually quoting Snow White's villain completely by accident, like 15 minutes before Raven actually mentioned this on the show, and I'm actually going to be using the mirror for some special effects in my next video. That's the reason why the mirror sometimes appears in the scene and sometimes doesn't, but it's a special effect I'm using from the next video, which is the cast reveal for season 5, so stick around for that one. I'll probably put a link at the end of this video linking to that one as soon as I upload it.
You're late. My favorite Disney character is the evil queen from Snow White.
Of course.
She, to me, is the most gorgeous Disney character
She's
ever.
amazing. You know why? Because she looks like us.
Okay, so the "oh no she didn't" moment of the week was actually when the judges were reading the queens after the runway. They had to do this whole thing where they were superheroes versus villains. This has all been done before with the Glamazon music videos and everything. It's usually the semi-final episode where they usually do some variation of this. And they all had to be a comic book hero. But the judges wanted to parse that. Were they meaning to be comic book heroes or Marvel Avengers heroes? They were trying to slice this. My cat is going to completely ruin this video again. But they really read Jujubee. Santino was really, really, really mean to all the queens, but more so to Jujubee and Raven. Santino is not very popular this season. He's kind of taken the Michelle Visage role. He's the one that's sowing all the shade. I think next season what they need to do is swap out Santino Rice, send him over to Drag U, and bring in Lady Bunny. And put Lady Bunny on the judging panel for Drag Race. That's what I think they ought to do. There's a spider on this picture. I'm arachnophobic. Okay. Now, as part of their runway performance, I'm itching all over now. As part of their runway performance, they had to perform a lip sync, a little choreographed dance to Good versus Evil. I mean, I guess I can see that song being used. There's so many superhero and comic book songs out there that they could have used. But I think I would have gone with a different one than Good versus Evil. Okay, so I can see them not having too many references to Disney in one episode, so I can see why they went with that song rather than Fashion is My Kryptonite from Disney. So we gotta talk about the superhero and villain characters that they each had to play in this challenge. Chadisha Michaels, Vaginal Rejuvenation. I like Chad's look when she became Fire Crotch. But, you know, the look was good. Chad killed it with the look. Absolutely killed it with the look. I loved it. Magnetic Lactation. Magnetic Lactation. Chanel. I didn't get it. I really didn't like the look. It looked too Catwoman to me. Lactasia. Isn't Lactasia like milk of magnesia? Jujubee. I did like the look. It really worked. Love that wig. Oh, that wig was amazing. Looked like she was an Avenger. I think Michelle Visage was the one that had said that, but Melanina was her alter ego. Skin tanning? Where is Solaris at? Is it on the Jersey Shore? No tea, no shade gun. Are you kidding me? Raven I liked. Sophia Fierce. Sophia Fierce. I think she wanted it to be separated up. Throwing shade from the cups on her arm. Throw me shade, bitch. Santino said that Raven's padding made her look fat. What the fuck does basketball have to do with drag? Every episode, the mini challenges are dumb. I hate the mini challenges. But this is Allstars. I'm not impressed. I think maybe RuPaul perhaps plays basketball in his spare time, and that's the reason why this was a challenge. I don't know. I don't know anything about Ru's real personal life, so maybe he plays basketball. I know he's had NBA stars come on to judge the show. It's about the only connection I know that drag has to basketball. I don't know. Ru probably does play basketball because if you've ever seen RuPaul in person, you know that RuPaul is larger than life. Ru is huge. Ru is tall. Ru could make a great basketball player. RuPaul Charles. Well, it'd be probably Paul Charles, but Paul Charles, NBA star. I just didn't get it. Overall, this whole episode was... I just didn't get it. This is All-Star season. This is supposed to be the best of the best. Rehashed, recycled. Very disappointed. If you were like me, you probably got the feeling the whole episode that there was not going to be an elimination. Team Shad has won three challenges in a row. Three is my favorite Britney Spears song, by the way. Mimi, I'm first asked that on Twitter, and that's three. Do believe that Chanel has been dragged along by Chad. Jujubee is great, but Jujubee is not as good as Raven. Raven I love. Raven is the shit, hunty. Raven is the shit. That's so Raven. Sorry. Another corny Disney reference. Yeah, I think Raven definitely deserves to win. Even though they have been in a team that has consistently been in the bottom two and had to lip sync for their life a lot. Again, this whole teams thing, you end up getting two different stories from two different people. One is really strong and one is really weak. And I think that Jujubee is being carried by Raven. And Raven is a lot better and would be a lot better if it was not a team competition. Raven for the win. It appears that it's going to be all up to the viewers again, just like last year. People were saying that Raven had already won. You can't believe what you hear. Though I do think that Raven has the fan base to win. I think Raven will again beat Chad. If the viewers are the ultimate say, and it's not based on the talent, I think that Raven is going to win. Because Raven is more favored by the fans. I prefer Raven over Chad, even though I think Chad is fabulous. I think Chad is going to get the short end of the stick again. I voted for Raven. I hope you vote for Raven too. And I hope Ru actually chooses Raven to win.